What is money after all?
Money's money.
Money. What is money? What is money?
Money's
What is money?
Money. We all use it, work for it, spend it. But have you ever stopped to ask who actually controls it? Because here's a secret. They don't teach you this in school. You might think governments control money, but what if I told you it goes much deeper? What if the real power lies in the hands of a few? Bankers, corporations, and shadowy institutions that dictate the global economy. Stick around, because today, we're following the money trail to uncover the truth about who really controls money. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your bank account the same way again. And hey, if you want to break free from this system and take control of your own money, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's wake more people up to how the financial system actually works. Alright, let's start with what most people believe. You probably think your country's government controls money, right? After all, they print the cash, they set the rules, and they regulate the banks? That's true, but only to a certain extent. Governments can print money, but here's the kicker. They don't just print it and hand it out. Instead, they borrow it from somewhere else. But who are they borrowing from? The answer? Central banks. Every major country has a central bank. The US has the Federal Reserve, Europe has the European Central Bank, Japan has the Bank of Japan. But here's where things get interesting. These banks aren't exactly government agencies. In fact, the US Federal Reserve, it's a private institution. Let that sink in. A group of unelected bankers decides how much money is printed, what interest rates should be, and how much debt governments can take on. And if you've ever wondered why prices keep going up, why your salary never seems to keep up, and why economic crashes happen, well, central banks have a lot to do with that. Let's talk about inflation, because this is where the control gets real sneaky. Have you noticed that $100 doesn't buy you as much as it did 10 years ago? That's because of inflation, the steady decrease in the purchasing power of your money. Here's the trick. When central banks print more money, they make your money worth less. It's like watering down your drink. Same glass, but now it's weaker. Now, here's where things get really shady. Because while inflation makes you poorer, it actually benefits the banks and the ultra-wealthy. That's because when the Federal Reserve lowers interest rates and floods the economy with money, it goes to the top first. To the banks, the hedge funds, the stock market. By the time it reaches you, prices have already gone up. But central banks don't act alone. The real money powerhouses are the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the World Bank, and the Bank for International Settlements. These institutions lend money to entire countries, set economic policies, and basically tell governments what they can and can't do. Ever wonder why so many developing countries are stuck in never-ending debt? It's because these institutions lend money at insane interest rates, trapping nations in a cycle of dependency. And when a country can't pay up, boom, economic collapse. Governments fall, leaders are replaced, and guess who profits? The bankers. And if you think this is just a coincidence, look at what's happened in countries like Argentina, Greece, and Venezuela. Nations that took on massive debt, only to be crushed by financial collapse. Now, here's where things get really crazy. Some believe that all of this, the inflation, the banking system, the economic crashes, it's all intentional. The theory? A move towards a fully cashless society where every transaction is tracked and controlled. Enter central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Imagine a future where cash doesn't exist. Every dollar you spend is monitored, and if you don't follow the rules, your money can be frozen instantly. Think that's far-fetched? China already has a digital yuan with social credit scoring attached to it. The question is, how long before other countries follow? So, what can you do? How do you protect yourself from this system? Invest in assets that hold real value. Gold, Bitcoin, real estate. Educate yourself on financial independence. Don't rely on the system. Diversify where you store your money. Don't keep everything in the bank. The more people wake up to this, the harder it is for the system to keep control. So if this video opened your eyes, drop a comment and tell me what you think. And before you go, make sure you hit that like button, because trust me, this is the kind of stuff they don't want people talking about. Subscribe for more deep dives into money, finance, and the hidden forces shaping your wealth. Now let me ask you, do you think this system is rigged? Have you seen examples of money control in your life? Drop your thoughts in the comments.